Thank you, Father, for all things. Thank you for the pain, and thank you for the refiner's fire. Thank you for the suffering. Thank you for making me feel like sometimes I'm just undeserving and worthless, because you know what you're doing, and it's just me. Shouldn't feel like that, but I do, because I'm flesh. So thank you for the flesh, something to fight against daily, something to have. Never have any reason to not say you don't have something to do, right? So thank you for the suffering and the pain and the loneliness, and thank you for isolation, and thank you for being not like anybody else that I know, set apart, different. Thank you for the bad. Thank you for the ellipsis, the tribulation that we suffer, we go through. It just makes me closer to you, even though I push sometimes away. I can't personally turn away for long, because you make me do it. So thank you for writing everything down and creating everything, knowing that it's not me doing it. You created it, not me. I'm just part of the script, playing my own oligas, little fraction of the whole. All flesh, right? We all suffer. Well, trials, tribulation. If not, then you're probably on the broad way. If your life is easy, you're probably not doing it right. It's not the way life goes. So, Michelle, today this is my crazy life. What say you? So, kind of want your opinion on what you think. He's going to do what he wants in my life. He proves that all the time. 98% of the things in my life, somewhere close there, 90, we'll say 90, we'll round it down. It's not what I would choose to have or be wanting at all. Not what I've worked for the last 10, 15 years. It's actually the complete opposite. See? He's the restrainer. Keeps you in between the ditches, between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how it works with me. Like I said, there's more things in my life that are not the way that I want. A lot more than what I would choose and have and prefer. But he knows what I need, so it's not what I want. Remember that song? You can't always get what you want, but you may find out sometimes you get what you need. He knows what I need. I don't ask him for anything other than his will at this point. I'm getting too far into this journey. I've tipped the scales and can't go back and turn back. That's not anything that's even possible to do anymore. Kind of like that Wile E. Coyote running off the end of the cliff. I'm already, just suspended animation. Get it? Yeah, that's me. My life's quite animated at times. So thank you, Father, for the unbeknowing, the things that make no sense. They're quite surreal, and things that defy gravity. Well, defy the gravity. That's funny. Seriously, the lifting you do that lifts me, that keeps me here, because I just want to go to the dirt. The dirt wants to go to the dirt. I want to go back to the dirt. I'm ready to go back to the dirt. I ain't got nobody to share my life with except for God and you guys here. And I don't want to belittle you guys, but it's that weak flesh of mine that thinks I need to have somebody else and touch somebody and hear somebody say, "Hi, how you doing today, Tracy?" "Oh, what are we doing today?" Or "What would you like to do today?" Or "Hey, let's do this today," or anything, something. But that's okay. Thy kingdom come, That's the gospel, brothers and sisters. That's the gospel, brothers and sisters. That is the gospel, brothers and sisters. Meek inheritance, thy kingdom come, Shiloh. Please. See, that's why sometimes it's just so hard to get along with others. They just don't want to. And that's fine. I just have to live with it. Not unbeknowing. Busos, Bathos, I do know that he writes all things, and so it's not my doing. It's his doing. I just need to, again, play my part. Carry that cross daily, as he tells us in the book of Matthew. So, yeah, defy gravity. Things that don't even make any sense. They don't, not money, dollars and cents, but, like intuition, things that should mathematically equate, but they don't add up kind of sense. Imagine having to be around me all the time. Do you get to only get bits and pieces, maybe 8 hours at a time? Sometimes I'll do 10 hours on here. I might do a dozen sometimes, but imagine having to be around me all the time. I don't think God wants to do that to anybody. He's not that cruel. See what I'm saying? So I just have to deal with it, guys. It is what it is. So, but I'm coming to a pinnacle point where I want to keep him as in front as my compass. The one that's it's my character, my the one that keeps me in the lanes. And keep him. Keep the gospel in mind that my treasure is not of this earth. It's after I pass, and it's okay. It's just not. It's just pain. It's just flesh. Anything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger, brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, that's just fortunes. Don't distribute fortunes. Don't be a demon to others or self, an idolater. God divorced his bride for the same thing. So, anyways, here I am. I spoke with the lady at the pretrial services, all that stuff. This morning she called me and I'm like, dude, this is one day before you're supposed to be taking this to trial, and you want me to show up down there? And I'm going to this time. I'm not going to do the phone thing. You're going to see me. I'm going to look that judge in the eyes this time. The one who, signed off on that warrant to have my house swatted. I asked her, did you look into any of this? Because I got no calls from anybody since this whole thing went down, and this is ridiculous. You push it into the courts, not you, lady, but the system. I'm trying to have a communication with these people, and for a year, I have record. And she was like totally, it's weird. I even gave her, like, I don't know how you are in this business, and then all these other people do this racketeering and corruption, and I'm the guy. So if because you get to deal with everybody, but I'm the guy that's exposing the judge and the district attorney and the sheriff and targeting and corruption. And so, you'd think they would have some kind of contact, if you will. Remember I said no contact with it just sometimes it defies law. Proving that there's a God, proving. If anybody had ever looked into this case and just go back, look at the back to video footage of the SWAT raid on my house, and then look at the car, come back and no, you're not going to put my son in some ass rape cage by some man who can't keep his cock to himself. I'm going to cock block her. That's me. So I didn't tell that to her today, but I told her, like, well, how could this even be? They push this into the courts. I'm trying to have dialect with them. Dialect, this gloss of tongue, try to use my flipping voice mouths before they bring heavily armed men with guns to try to kill me and potentially my son and his wife, and it's not warrantless search, right? And a seizure of his wife, warrantless, did not have a warrant, and then arrested her. That's illegal. I even told the lady, I'm like, you're in the thing. Everybody else gets out in 7 days. Remember, I stayed there an extra 7 days. That's the stupidest thing tell him this. You can't tell him this. The stupidest thing you ever done. If I'm the guy that's exposing your department for corruption and within, it's individuals within the department and actually potentially the judge, you don't keep me in jail extra long time. That's illegal. Even the stand-in representing, legal counsel said that to the judge. Don't keep this man in here longer. He doesn't have a record, no criminal record. He's a veteran. He pays taxes. He owns land in this town. He's been here. He's not going anywhere. And still they kept me. And she's like, yeah, I know. That's. And I'm like, well, so I'm that guy, just so you know, I'm not trying. She's like, you've been really cooperative and I appreciate it. And thank you for always calling, because I told her from the beginning, man, I'm calling you, but you're not going to put me on front with this whole, if I'm calling you and you're going to make me check in, you better answer that damn phone. I ain't leaving no message, or I'm going to leave multiple messages until you call me. I'll call you all day. I'm not going to what if you didn't answer and you didn't, I'm not doing this crap. This is what I'm exposing. I'm exposing that the fact that these probation officers are corrupt and they do this not to just my son, but to others and many in the community throughout the state. So sometimes, remember, brothers, sisters, Christ stood against the law because they perverted the law. He said, conform to my image, follow after me. They threw him in prison, imprisoned him, like they did me after they swatted my house. And now they won't even have a dialect, nothing. They never did at the beginning. They could have come to my house the whole time. I live streamed for nearly 300 hours for 14 till I stood up and put out the whiteboard. Tracy stood up and got the whiteboard. That's when they went and got the warrant and issued the special weapons and tactics, all their extra little tricks. They get to, their whole Hogan's Alley going to come out and shoot up my place and brag about it at the dinner at the little, only just one place to eat out here that late at night. We know where they went and have a big celebration of how they're going to crush me and come out here. And they bragged about it. And then they won't even talk about it. Not one phone call. Not one phone call. No dialect. Nobody. They could have came to my door. There are people within this community that called the district attorney and said, look, we know you have him. Don't think you can just off him. We know he's in there. Yeah, that was stupid. You could have came to his door and communicated with him at his gate. Yeah, he had his place locked up. He has that right. That was stupid. You just wrecked his place for no reason. You could have avoided all that. All he was asking you to do was call him or come to his gate and talk to him. You'll get kicked off if you vote for voting. Don't vote. If somebody votes, kick them out of here, please. If somebody's into voting for demonocracy, mob rule, checks, balances, judicial, legislative, executive, not this demonocracy. It was a constitutional republic. If you vote, I rebuke you. You do the works of your father, the devil. In this system, if you're voting for your own enslavement overlord, you need to vote for a mass murder in chief, commander. I know I serve this system beast. I'm a veteran. I know. And a law enforcement officer. I know. Good. Maybe it's trying to tell you something. You didn't learn the second time. What'd you need? 2 black eyes? What, you got 4 eyes over there or something? You got 4 eyes or something? You wearing glasses? Get out of here if you vote. Red. Democrat. Snoop Dogg. Sellout. Republican. Blood. Donkey and an elephant. Playing silly circus games with you. Seriously. Good. Didn't you get the message the second? Remember 4? Not eyes. 4 times? How many eyes you got? You got them in the back of your head or something? Doesn't sound like it. Focus on what's in front of you. Anyways, don't vote in this system either, brother system. It's because it breeds this crap that I'm involved in, this system that I'm standing up against them. The beast that swatted my house. And they didn't need to do that. Well, I was just trying to talk to the beast. Have a conversation, if you will. Tell them to stop trying to enslave. Yeah, what they do, this system with their probation and parole departments, it's not so much the people that are within the system, brothers and sisters, it's the probation officers and the parole officers themselves. No accountability. Criminals running the system. Absolutely. That's what, I point out these things and then I get my house swatted because I'm pointing it out. They threw him in prison. He stood up to the law. They perverted the law. He told you to do what he did. Does anybody want to throw you in prison? A rape cage? Anybody want to put holes in you? Hang you from a tree? No worries, brother or sister. So it happens when you live a life in Christ and you walk daily and you stand up. He said, be not partakers in the unfruitful works of darkness. Do not hide that light behind a bushel. Don't try to hide it. Shine it. Rebuke them. Reprove them. Put the light on the evil. Love them. That's what you do. You put the light on them. That's love, correct? Hallelujah. And you do the same thing to yourself and your neighbor, with our sisters. That's Agape, 2 John and 6. Walk and follow in his commandments, and he commands you in the book of Ephesians through his apostle Paul, chapter 5. Wrestle, right? That's 6, not against. 5, be not partakers. Don't sup with vipers. Yeah, well, Oliver, it's because you worship the other gospel and the other Jesus. There's 2 Jesuses, you know that in the Bible? Bible, Oliver. We'll speak Bible to Oliver. Hey, Oliver, guess what? There's 2 Jesuses in the Bible. So which one are you talking about? Which one are you talking about? Which Jesus? Which Jesus are you now he's talking to Jesus. Must believe in modern day I'm a prophet. Oh my God, he's talking to Jesus. You sound like the Mormon church. I rebuke you. Get out of here. I don't sup with vipers. Oliver, be gone. Be gone. Don't shoot the messenger. He did. Oh, now Jesus is speaking through Oliver. Holy, boom! Let's blow him out of here. Whoa, you're healed. Get out of here. You're a child. You don't study the Word of God. It's not in you. All right, we got him out of here. So he didn't even know what the word love is. I already just told him right to his face, and I already told you right to your face. So now you tell me what I said love is. I already told you what book it was written in. I already told you what it was. Who do you love? Who's ruler flesh? You need to check up, bro. Don't tell me what to do, Shorts. You've already been here, and I've had an issue, and I let you stay in here before, and then you chilled out. So don't play silly games with me, man. With that name, you don't think I remember? I got a freaking Rolodex. Quantum. Not try. I don't go after transgender gods and translate. I'm a definition. Transliteration, literally. Do you know what the bish? Do you remember anything? You and me. You and me. Everybody else hold off. Remember, I've had issues with you before. Remember, I called out that person. Where's the lady in here? Denise R. Boom. And who was that? Started talking about pulling stuff out of my file of my past, knowing that you're looking through. Yeah, you're not just some person randomly. You're part of the system, the it. So I don't play. I'm not here to play games. I only have one shot at this dimension. So I don't sup with vipers. So don't come in here and try to run the show. God is doing this, not you. If God is not lead, I'll know you by your fruit. And I cast out unclean truths just as he did. This is my house, right? With my brothers and sisters where we sup, not made by hands. And he said that's where he dwells. So if you're not producing and don't see fruit, cut it off is what he tells me. Don't sup with them. Shine the light on them. Love them. 2 John and 6. Okay, so he's not here to play games. Here to stream on YouTube channels. Well, no, I'm doing my work right here. I'm just doing an open kind of. This is me, guys. I don't come in here. Never am I. You've been seeing anything fake. I'm not trying to front. I'm not trying to put on something that I ain't. Eddie, if you ever come into this live stream and this channel, TikTok, the 20,000+ followers over there, they slam this channel, but it's fine. I don't play. I have one shot at this dimension, and that is the gospel. If I don't pay, there will be no reward. Boom! Shakalaka. How do you like that? Apples. Take a bite of that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Whatever your vice is. It's not up to me to try to change anybody. So don't come in here and try to tell me or change me. You can add, but I'm not going to be swayed. I have my house just swatted by the state of Oregon, tried to shoot me and kill me, shot my son, illegally arrested my son's wife, warrantless arrest. And so I'm not the kind of guy to be fucking with, to be honest with you. Seriously. And I'm a pacifist. I'm a certified killer. I'm a veteran. I'm a pacifist. Don't turn me back to the old me. Seriously. I put it on safety. I do. I keep it on safety. I take it. You hear that click? You might want to. My dad told me don't take it out unless you're willing to use it. That's the way I was trained. And that was even before I even joined. I can show you pictures of me this big with always heavily protected. Yeah. And always read one word at a time. Lexicon, dialectus, gloss of tongue, study in the Old Testament, Hebrew, dictionary, lexicon, brothers, sisters. I teach these things. So even though I'm this man, I still come in here and try to produce fruit for the Father because he tells me I have to carry your cross daily. Matthew, deny self daily, follow after me daily. You ever heard that kind of religion? No, they're a bunch of idiots. I rebuke all religions and I cast them all out. Every one of them. You hear me day after day after day expose these wolves in sheep's clothing. The ones in the pulpits. As I stand here in the pulpit, worldwide, net, web, all over this message is going. Globally, we're not on a spinning ball. You might want to go back and read the word. God didn't create one planet. Not one. You're not living on a planet. I rebuke you. You've added, and he said the last things he ever said before he left us in the very last New Book, Testament, Apocalypse, was last words, Revelation, to not add one single period, word, letter, comma, jot, tittle, or he will rip your out of there. You could have already been purchased. You're gone. See ya. Gnashing of teeth for you. You have forgotten the great I am. Who do you love? So seriously, I mean, this is just a word. That's how we have to do it. We can't change it. Can't give it our own spin. That's froward. Remember the Hebrew word to twist or to change or to pervert. People are very perverted in how they perverting the word of God by translating it and not literally knowing what they're talking about by definition. So, yes, they're all religions are fairy tales because they're not following what's in that book and reading it one word at a time, and they're not following his Shem. The commander, 2 John and 6, they don't love God. They don't love him. They don't. It shows by their fruit, and I don't have to worry about supping with vipers. You're spinning it. Stop being blasphemous. Okay, well, why don't you use some scripture there? Dude. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? What's up? What are you so, what? Go ahead. Speak your piece. I'll give you the mic. Step up to the mic. Use some scripture. The word is froward. Can you speak any Hebrew? Twist. Do you speak any Greek? Yeah. Busos, bathos. You have any knowledge in this word that's written in this? Do you study out of a lexicon using that interlinear Texas Receptus? So, dude, come on, man. Teach. Remember, this is iron sharpens iron. Call out the teacher. Call them out. Come on, do it. Go. You're on the mic. Hello, everybody's watching you, dude. So, dude. Shaka bra, man. For sure. Valley girls, man. You have to go after trans gods. You know there's 2 Jesuses, dude, in the Bible. 2 Jesuses. Huh? Remember I was calling out somebody who were talking about Jesus earlier, saying I was something about you were some kind of Jesus was speaking to him. Come on, dude. Where you at? Jewish. Yeah, I'm an inwardly spiritual Jew. I rebuke Israel. What? I told you I don't do this religion. That place over there is nothing special. It's just a piece of dirt. There is nothing dirt in this New Testament that we're under. Let's see if this guy, dude, can figure that one out. Probably not. Do you use a concordance, dude? Orthodox Christianity is blasphemy. Catholicism is just Christianity combined with paganism. Same thing. They all follow the Papa, the Pope, the Father. Blasphemy. They do. There's only one Father, and he's not in the sky. So these people will celebrate birth and birth dates, and I rebuke all of them. They're all blasphemous, heathenists, pagans, Satanists, the adversary to Christ. Every one of those religions, I don't care, Orthodox, Jew, Catholic, Jew, my bad. Where'd that come from? Christianity, Catholic, Russian, Orthodox, right? They're Satanists, the adversary to God, the Most High, because they change jots and tittles and they worship the other Jesus. Yeah. Remember Pope, Papa, the Christmas Jesus. So I'm not trying to turn goats, Satanists, Antichrist into somebody who loves and walks and follows with the commander. Satan, it means the adversary to God by definition. Don't freak out on words because you don't define. It just means adversary. So if you change one jot and he said not to, you are the adversary. You're a Satanist, according to that word. You probably believe in free will. That's the motto of the Satanist church. Do as thou will. It's idolatry, porneia, latria, to serve, idol, eyes of the things of this world, the dirt, idolatria. But people don't want to define, brothers and sisters. What's up, dude? Where'd you go, dude? Are you here? He never said a word. Non one jot or tittle. So you're not doing it. Don't worry about it, brothers and sisters. That's what I said earlier. This isn't me. This is his study. This is him. This is him working through me. I'm not in control of this flesh. He's my commander. Love. 2 John 6. I love the Father because he makes me. He's my Father. I do it out of respect. When your father commands or, you to do something, do you talk back to him or you do what you're told? I'm a military veteran, prior police, law enforcement, military, and I know what laws are. I know what rules are. And he said, you will be judged by the law that you go by. And he commands you to, right, not serve two masters, mammon and God. So you were told. Now, you've been told the law. We're not under the law of that flesh anymore, but to me, we're not. It's actually a contract. Just scratch. We're not under the law. Isn't that beautiful? We're not. There's still statutes, commandments of the Old Testament. He said it's fulfilled. He fulfilled the law. He didn't blot out the laws. Cops don't know the law. That's right. Cops sucking corporate jackboot thugs. I know. I used to be one. Put people in jail for victimless crimes. No, lawyers are part of the bar. They're just the same part of the corporation, and they have their oath to the district of criminals. Seriously, they're just a broker. They're brokering your straw man. They are. They're just like a judge. A judge and a lawyer are the same thing. They are. They work for each other. They're cahoots. Everybody's in cahoots. And they've signed over their name or their allegiance to the District of Columbia, Washington. So, but they're better than going in and just not, letting them just throw you to the, to the wolves and put you in a rape cage and, let that black man and the black, death, whatever you want, his maritime corporate in America corporation selling out your straw man and brokering that $1 million bond called your credit card, your social security card written in all capital letters, attached to your birth certificate, all written in capital letters, your driver's license, all written in capital letters. It's all the same. Straw man, your tin man, tin tax identification number. You are being taxed to work as a slave for the corporation called America, and you have given up your authority by becoming part of the corporation. This was a constitutional republic, not a fucking corporation, and I'm not a goddamn... No, I'm not. I don't go on dates with men. I don't follow mandates. That's not a law. That's right. I'm not a corporation. Mandates are for corporations written in capital letters, brothers and sisters. So are codes. You follow a code? That's not a law. See, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Just thou shalt be judged. Yeah, you'll be judged by the law that you go by. Do you go by corporate law? Corporate law. That's what this is. Your straw man, your bond, your $1 million credit card issued in America. Most people, Americans, don't know their history. They don't know that Christmas was banned in America over 300 years ago. You know, they celebrate birth. They don't know that. They don't understand this was a constitutional republic, one nation. I don't give a crap what you believe. If you do not believe in God, under God, doesn't matter if you are a citizen in this country, there are rights that cover you, whether you have citizen under that Bill of Rights. This was not a democracy. This was a constitutional republic, not written in all capital letters. I don't go on dates with men. They are not laws, mandates. I don't follow codes, not a law. I don't follow ordinances. They are not laws, brothers and sisters. I don't ask permission to put a roof over my head, to build myself a house. I don't ask permission to do the things that I never had to ask. I'm never going to let a man accost my body, restrict me now that I know, or woman tell me I have to stop. And if they do, I'm going to give them hell and make them pay. Not literally give unto Caesar what is unto Caesar, brother. Not flesh, brothers and sisters. But I'm not just going to stand there as a jackboot thug as I have been and extort people as I did, part of this corporation, part of the beast, veteran, and just stand by and just allow it to continue to happen. Not on this watch, fire guard, day and night. See who they're messing with, brothers and sisters? That's why they came out here and swatted my house, because I don't play around. I'm a man of God. They came out and swatted a pastor's house, a sanctuary here, a safe place that I was providing, and it didn't have a problem until we went to take a shower, did I? My bad. Trying to get his wife a shower. Whatever. We'll deal with it. We got 11 days there, state of Oregon. 11 days. We'll see what you want to do. I called today, remember? Talked to the lady. She's like, I agree with you. This is crazy. Can't believe what they're doing. So she's really nice. Yeah, see? You brothers and sisters, are you standing up to this law? Christ stood up to the perversion. Are you a man? Do you follow mandates? If that's not a law, he said you will be judged by the law that you go by. It is beautiful. There are isolated places, brothers. Every place in the United States is not united. It is the divided states of America, but Oregon is a beautiful state. I could live in any of them. Not now. I can't go anywhere else. Maybe we'll see in 11 days. We're going to have that discussion too, because that's where I wanted to go with this, guys. I appreciate it. I'm just being me. Imagine being around me 24 hours a day. You see why I live alone? See why God will not let anybody come around me and live in my life, on any permanent or, it'd be hard to do with me every day, wouldn't it? No woman's going to love me. Remember, I don't go on dates with men, so don't get that twisted, forwarded, perverted. Yeah, God created one race, the human race, man and woman. Please, seriously. Brother, I follow that word because that's what it says. That's what it says that we have to do. We can't change it, and it's okay, well, God, thank God, love God for making me, not me. I'm filthy rags. I sit out here every day and struggle with this flesh. Why can't I just be more shut up about pity-porty Tracy and just teach, not include my flipping life in all of it? It's ridiculous. I'm a whiny little bitch, and I know it. And it is what it is. It's the flesh. I admit it. Like Paul, he was saying, I used to murder Christians for a living. He struggled with it, brothers and sisters. He did. He was flesh too, but God rebuked his heart. But anyways. Much blessings, guys. I appreciate this channel, and it really is helping me a lot to push through a really difficult time in my life where I've been more isolated than I ever have in my entire life. And I've lived a very isolated life, and it's part of my own fault because I just won't concentrate, not like orange juice, but like, my head is not, it's here, but it's not. I'm always, my dad called me Spacey Tracy. That's so ironic. And then I'm always going off about space. It's so crazy how my life works. Pagans are antichrist, and I rebuke all pagans. The only way to the Father is through the Son, and then pagans are blasphemous, heathenists, and God threw and divorced his bride for being a pagan. So pagans are not, they're an apostasy to the word of God. I am not condemning them. I'll let the Father take care of that, but don't try to water down your Satanism, your adversary to God. You can't do that in here. I won't go with your Reiki and all your bullshit, okay? God doesn't mess around. So don't sit there and I know love is patient, love is kind. He took that thief, remember, right at the end, but this is agape. This is not, I'm not condemning anybody. This is called righteous judgment. But this is what stupid idiocracy religion does to people. They won't carry a cross. They won't go against the narrative. They'll go with the flow. And God said, and Randy, might do some homework for you to come back in here and go do some research. Seriously, brothers and sisters, I'm not going to let you twist and pervert. If you're a pagan, you are an antichrist, you are a Satanist, you are the adversary to God. You can't make that candy coat that. You worship Christmas, you're a Satanist. You celebrate birthdays, you're a Satanist. You let people celebrate birthdays and don't stand up and say a freaking word about it, you're definitely a Satanist, and you're definitely not taking your cross up as he told you to do. We are not to be partakers. Paul, Ephesians 5. In their unfruitful works of darkness, Jeremiah, be not let's go back. Partakers in their unfruitful works of darkness again, Ephesians, right? Don't do that. Oh, it's okay, guys. It's okay. We'll just be bad. We'll just be the opposite to God and tell you it's okay. People don't want to hear that, brothers and sisters. God has commandments. He had 613 statutes and commandments, and he fulfilled the law of the flesh. Hallelujah, we're not. Now we're under contract. But that's what religion does to people, brothers and sisters. It makes it, you're not under the law. It was fulfilled. You're under this contract. He divorced his bride. Go to a public place. Nail your wife to nail yourself to a tree, top and bottom. And make sure you have two thieves, sorry, I'm blending that together. I'm not sorry about anything. I apologize. Don't ever say you're sorry. Give a sincere apology. Sorry is a word. Apology is sincere. That's right. No, that's when people, brother, they want to blend these things. Christmas with Jesus. That's other Jesus. He's warned about not taking up your cross and not going out and suffering. You're not a disciple of Christ if you are not taking up your cross. Muslims are Satanists because they worship kitty touch. Muslim comes from Catholicism. Muslims are Catholics minus the sun god. They just worship the lunar, the one who fucked his mom over and over like a rabbit. Satan's mom, apologize. Sorry, I'm getting a little loose today, Father. I've done this in a long time. It just is what it is. Satan, which you call Christmas or Jesus, is the Antichrist, Nimrod, Mithra, people, whatever, the one that Donald Trump has his house decorated in a 58-story Nimrod tower, same amount of stories, and you celebrate that in birth, and you think that's okay. I divorced his bride for that. Remember? Public place. He nailed that contract. You had to nail it if you were Book of Deuteronomy. The contract, it was a contract. It was a bill of marriage. No, get off of it. Pluck you. Fuck you. It's just a modern day term taken from the bow of the, you might want to research your where you get the dialectus. They used to pluck the bow that was the yew bow, the yew tree, and they would cut off their finger, the bird, giving somebody you don't know your history. Stop it. I'm a man of God. I make flipping mistakes. I've streamed sometimes for 1,000 hours without ever letting one cuss word come out. So if I'm going to use it, I apologize. Brother Jim doesn't like it at all. And I have gotten so much better. I have gotten so much better at it. And I never cussed on here. Like I said, when I come on here, I'm doing God's work. It's just doesn't need a mix. God's word does not need cuss words, but I'm brothers and sisters. He's got me. He's beat me. I just had the state of Oregon SWAT raid my house, shoot me in the face, illegally throw my son's wife in jail. without a warrant, without probable cause, threw me in jail, kept me in jail illegally. I got a lot of things going on in my life and I get weak. So I apologize about my swearing. That's not righteous, and I don't think, but it's not what goes in a man that comes out of him, right? Oh, goes in. So yeah, I don't think God likes us to be like that. So I will pay for every word that I use. Trust me. Trust me, I will pay, brothers, sisters. I know that. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize. I would try my hardest to clean it up. God doesn't like us to swear, but please remember, pluck you and fuck you, or not even in the bird and all. That's modern. There's history to that. So what is taking the Lord's name in vain? What is taking the Lord's name in vain? How about calling him Jesus? And all glory to Jesus Christ. There is power in the name Jesus, but the letter J, and we're not going to get into a fight about his stupid. That means Shem, authority, love, agape, about his name. About his name. But his name wasn't Jesus when he walked this earth. So you might want to stop hanging on. Go research historical record. I'm always in a study mode. Always in a study mode, and I make mistakes constantly, brothers and sisters. I have to go back and fix, but when it comes to this teaching, his name is I am. He said before Abraham was, I am. Remember, God destroyed the temple, Nebuchadnezzar, Shiloh, he would turn. He made a covenant with all flesh, paid for the sins of the world, right? They didn't follow in his commandments. They didn't go in and scout out the giants, the Anunnaki in the land of Anak, not aliens. Remember, God destroyed the temple, no stone left upon another. There's a timeline here, not a religion. Remember, he made a covenant with all flesh, one white, one black, one brown, one red, one yellow, one Jew, one Gentile, one man, one woman, one devil, one Canaanite. He chooses, and he made that covenant. Remember, he made that covenant. Do you understand? Remember? So we're not under this. There's a new covenant with his bride. Remember, it had to be taken to a public place, nailed, top, a bill of marriage, bottom, nailed, and have two witnesses declare he is the tie that binds. It became in the beginning, the book of Deuteronomy. Are you keeping notes? Right? Remember that? Because remember, they went into the land of Anak and failed to. They returned and said, we're like grasshoppers to them. And that's God had seen after he'd already split the kingdom for going after Baal in the grove, the one who married Easter, Semiramis, the one who had sex with her son after he died, Christmas, Jesus, orgy, marinated, transgender, biscuit ritual, Jesus, Catholicism, trans gods, Satan is a tranny, transgender, both man, beast, and woman after their 7-day festival of the beast, man, and woman, beast on man, man on woman, man on man, woman on beast. Oh yeah, it was a big orgy, Christmas. Remember, you call him Jesus. The letter J didn't, the last letter added to the alphabet, not Z. Might want to do some research. Remember, he destroyed that. He made them wander the desert. They went into the land of Anak, 40 days. They came out. He said, nope. All right, I'm going to make you wander a year. For every year you go out into the wilderness day, I'm going to wander. 40 years. And they were standing there. People, Shiloh, right? Yahushua HaMashiach, Yeshua, Jesus. Remember, they were standing there and they knew it was I am, the one who said, Lot, right? Who sent that messenger angel. I'm going to bring the fire, get your wife. I've seen enough of this hokey pokey, transgender, bi. No, I don't want you to come on by and try. I've seen enough. I'm bringing the fire. Remember who that was? The God of wrath. Remember, and he was standing there with his apostles, and they knew it was God, because that's what you call him. That is the flesh. God possessed flesh, and that is not his name. God is a title. I'm a military veteran. That is not his name. His name is not God. But let's get back to the point. Are you taking notes? Are you taking notes? Because they said they knew that he was standing there with his apostles, and there was that crowd of people out there. And they knew it was Christ. He was God in the flesh. And they asked him, this is in your scripture. This isn't hidden, brothers and sisters. This isn't hidden. This is right in front of your face. You didn't need the interweb to find this, the worldwide net to get you all caught up. This has been in his book all along. Yeah. 226. How long ago was that book written by man? The words written in red, brother. How about those ones? God speaks through his apostles. Yeah, he does. Every one of those apostles were speaking God's words. Hallelujah. He said, do not believe man. He said, discern all things. If they're speaking God's word, that's not my words or not my own. That's why I refer you to Brother Jim Brown at Grace and Truth Ministries. We don't speak, we don't go after trans gods, and we teach you about these things. So you can apocalypse, you can uncover. Revelation. Whoa, see you guys. No, just kidding. Seriously, you'll have an apocalypse. You will be lifted. Your lies that you've been told your whole life will be revealed. That truth, that aletheia that's been standing there covered up for 2,600 years. But this was 40 years. Remember, they had wandered the desert and they came into the town square and he was standing there and they knew he was Christ, the great, the most high God in the flesh. And they asked him, they want to know what your name is. Yeah, this hasn't been hiding, brothers and sisters. There's no trickery. It's been there all along. They said, what is your name? They want to know your name. They're asking what your name is. What did he say, brothers and sisters? You tell them my name is... Put it in capital letters. I'll let you put it in all capital letters this time. You can't type in capital letters. Just so you know, in this chat, that's saved specifically for moderators only. What did he say? They wanted to know his name. They knew he was God, the Most High God in the flesh. They asked him. They were standing. There's apostles. There's a crowd out there. They're wanting to know what your name is. And he said, you tell them my name is what? So let's get this settled and we'll move on with a lesson. Hallelujah. Aletheia. That's right. Before Abraham was, he said, I am. They were laughing at him because Christ was only in his 30s and Abraham was an old man, far old. How could Christ ever been? That's right. The Pharisees were mocking him, and he told the Pharisees, he said, before Abraham was, I am. He said, I am the Alpha. I am the beginning, the great I am. I am the Omega, the great I am. I am the Hados. He said that I am the way. He said, I am the Aletheia. I am the truth. And I am the original. I am the light. Did he not? What did he say to Peter? When we falter in this life, go to the book of Peter because it keeps me afloat. It keeps me afloat, brothers and sisters. It does. It truly is one of my favorite passages. When Peter walked out on the water and he saw the storm coming. We've got stormy times ahead, brothers and sisters. I hope you don't falter. We all do. What did he say to Peter? What did he tell Peter? Remember, he was sinking. Christ had walked on the water. His boat was, this is in the book of Matthew, brothers and sisters, and what? Remember, he was speaking to the parables. Listen, what did he say? What did Christ say to Peter? Endure keeps me alive, brothers and sisters. When I told you yesterday, I told you right, he did, because of the storm and the stormy life. But what did Christ say to him? What were his words, brothers and sisters? What did he say to him? No, that wasn't, not same passage. I mean, this is in the moment. Come on. Thank you for your, thank you for there's no wrong like that. Where iron sharpens iron. I'm not talking about that. This is when Peter was on the water. I'm talking in the moment. That moment. I really want you to focus. You're sinking in life. The whole world is down on you. You feel like you're going to drown. You know there's turbulent waters. There's, because you said it. He took his eye off of, right? Correct? He said, be comforted. I am. That was enough. Did he not make it to the boat? He told him, he comforted Peter, I am. The great I am, brothers and sisters. I love that passage. It keeps me afloat. It really does. When I think about how much I sink in this life, that is the word. That is the Shem, the great I am. That is the Agape, brothers and sisters. Be comforted. You be fine. Just keep following in my commandments. That's right. Like footprints. I'll carry you. Not biblical, but you think I bailed on you. I didn't bail. I'm carrying your ass. Stop being ungrateful. Do you understand? So the word's beautiful, brothers and sisters, and I am left us just gems in his teachings, and that's what I love to spread. I'm blessed, brothers and sisters. I get weak in the flesh, but I do remember having this pulpit to stand in and testify his words, not mine. And so others, Hados, will narrow and come into this way. You understand? Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You know, we need to come together, brothers and sisters. That is the narrowing. That is like he says it. It's in his word. I can't get away from it. He said he tightens the Pleiades, brothers and sisters, and the Pleiades are the 7 churches that are the churches, which are the 7 stars, which are the 7 candlesticks, the light. Woo! I hope you're going to 7 yourself. He tells you to do 7 things, brother, to be matured. 7 is completion. 7 is the number of judgments. That's right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It's just part of the word, brothers and sisters. He does it all by the number. So every jot by the letter and by the tittle. That's what I want us to be, right, brothers and sisters? We're just supposed to be a light, not to shine and rise above others. That is what got the adversary to Christ, Satan, cast from being his best buddy, being right by his side. Let's teach it simply. Being teach right by his side. Satan was right next to him. He knew everything God knew. He did. They were buddies. They were like 2 peas in a pod. Not that Biden stuff that Satan and knew everything that God knew. How do you think he performs all the same miracles and wonders? He's not this leotarded, red, pokey spandex Jesus, devil, pokey horn tail. Yeah. And the other one, the other devil with the white robe and the Ouroboros with the hood, the serpent over his head. The image of the last, all that, all these images, all they do, that's the Ouroboros. That's the time overlapping itself, brothers and sisters. We're here now, just so you know. Whoa, we made it. We made it. We're here again. There will be a reset. Why do you think Donald Trump says, let's go make America great again? He's trying to say back to the future, right? The Trump traveler, time traveler, Donald McNugget, McPhallic, McScrooge. He knows. He knows, brothers and sisters. The daemonions, the one who used to just sit right next to the Father, was cast for sin, was pride. Don't hide that light. He never said to hide it behind a bushel. He said shine, but not rise above others. Okay, so be careful with that torch, that light that you wield. Seriously, but he told you if you don't go out and spread it, there will be a woe. Now, don't boast because you know, but woe if you don't. Remember? I hope you're taking up your cross and not doing this stupid, idiotically religious nonsense. Every denomination is blasphemous. They all celebrate birth. They do. All celebrate birth. Maybe a couple don't, but it's so isolated. Bring it. Are they doing this? Are they teaching death to self, daily cross, die daily, spiritual baptism, spiritual inwardly Jew, right? Temple, not house made by hand that was destroyed. He's the head of the church, and we are the temple. There is nothing physical here in this world that we are under. Not Israel, some stupid idiocracy land over there, dirt. I rebuke everybody there that is not in this testimony, spreading this gospel. He warns over there about those that say they are, but they are not, brothers and sisters. Remember, you've been warned. The fake ones. Fake Jews. Remember? Not spiritually. They think they're outwardly fleshy land. It's all fulfilled. If this isn't taught by your priest, why would you ever confess your sins to a man? Blasphemy. Kitty touch much? Remember Satan? He got cast with pride. Muhammad, sex goddess, married her husband. They were married Christmas and Easter. Then Christmas died, started slamming her son. Kitty touch much? Lunar goddess. Islam, brought to you by the Catholic Church. That's right. Even Islam, but they don't worship the sun god. They worship the lunar crescent, moon goddess, sex goddess, fertility, Ishtar, the star goddess, star and crescent moon on their flag. They're Catholics without a sun god. You ever have anybody break down Islam like that for you? Kitty touch much? Why do you think Joe Biden is a Catholic? Kitty touch much? Makes sense now. Can't keep his nose and his hands to himself. Why did not old Trumpet McNugget? Oh, what happened? Oh man, you guys, I got to go fix my. Darn it, happened again, man. Well, that's it. That's Satan died, and Tammuz, Ishtar, the one that they have on their flag, the moon goddess, the fertility goddess. She's married her son, and then they did it like rabbits, the fertility sign of fertility, the rabbit, you know. Have you ever heard of it put like that? How could I not be more blessed to be able to teach this to people? I'm not telling you, like I said, but does that make sense? See why Joe Biden can't keep his hands to himself and his nose to himself? He's a Catholic. Priest, confess your man. Priest got problems with kitty touch much, right? They're Catholics or Muslims. Muslims are Catholics. Where do you think Islam came from? Catholicism. That's the ignorance of modern day people, brothers and sisters. That's just biblical. Oh, yeah, no. That's just historical record, because it ain't about a religion. How about that? Keep your stupid religious stuff out of here, please. I don't do religion. I don't. We need to expose that that's not where he dwells. He said that the Most High, boom, Most High. That's why I tattooed my hands like that. Most. MOSTHIGH. Notice in purple, but not like that, you know, but I could have chose any color. Most High, not drugs. The Most High God does not dwell in what? Most High in temples or houses made by these thingies here. Rocks, stone, and hands. He doesn't dwell in a church. Where are 2 or 3 gathered in my Shem, in my Agape, in my love, in my 2 John and 6, not in my Jesus, in my name. That's what it says. There I will, in my authority. Walk and follow in my commandments, take up your cross. Those who are gathered in my daily cross, right? Take up your cross, follow after me. There I will be in their midst, not in some brick and mortar house made by hands. Yeah, why do you think he said to Peter, get behind me, Satan, right? Why do you think he said that? Because Peter was other. Thank you, Ross, for the testimony. Truly good timing there. So, brothers and sisters, don't falter in your faith. I am. Be comforted. I am. He said that. Okay, those are beautiful words. Daily, when you're sinking, let those words. Yeah, I will. Thank you. I don't know what's going on, guys. I'm having problems here with my soul. Right, cut the clips off, trying to combine some of this stuff because I just do this. I've had it set up right. I should have never done that. And then when I rewired the clips in back onto them, I just can't get my system to hold. Things are to fall over. So give me a minute. I love you guys. Hey, it rained here last night a lot. I mean, we got pounded. If you heard, I was on the live stream, and there's probably about 25% smoke today compared to the 100% it's been for weeks, months now. Yeah, all my whole system. I have a wind turbine and solar panels. I've been off the grid for 6 years. Off the grid, meaning more than longer than that, but I didn't produce my own power. When I mean off grid, meaning I'm making my own power, and not just by pulling a generator and charging a battery or starting a car and clipping into the battery of the power inverter and just, how I did that roughed it out here like that for, a couple years or so. It's good to be independent of the system though. So this is my bad. I shouldn't have cut those clips. I knew it when I did it, but I was really trying to make it, because right now I have more panels, and I tried to wire in another panel so that I didn't have to keep. Right now the sun comes from this side of the property to the, from the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So as it goes over, I have to move my panels, and I try to wire in another panel, and I cupped off some clips to try to combine. And when like some electronics brothers, if you don't have that clip on there, I was lucky to even get it working again. I was like, oh, I knew what I did once it didn't work. It didn't draw that power. I was like, it's like about amperage, brothers, sisters. Mess with electric. I really don't. I'm not much of a. I hired a guy to come out and do my solar originally, paid him, but I didn't like, because I did a lot of research before I hired somebody, and I didn't like the way he did it, or was going to do it. He's there, because we talked about it. I said, I don't want to ever talk about it. Why don't I get this hooked up right? I want to do this because I don't want to ever hook it up again. I mean, I'll go back and change if I add her, but I want it done right. That's why I'm paying you. And then I totally disagreed. And I'm like, here, I paid him the exact amount as if he did the whole job. You know what I'm saying? For doing the job. And I paid him and said, okay, thank you. I'll take care of it myself, and then wired it myself. And it's been set up for years that way, 4 or 5 years. I'm glad that I did it. And, he wasn't mad at me. I'm like, look, don't take offense. I'm thank you for showing me how to do it. He didn't know I didn't want him to do it at that point. I just didn't like, and there's multiple ways kind of guys with solar, but I'm doing something you're not supposed to be able to do the way that they have it. You're supposed to have all these extra, like the issues with the amperage and some of these. I have charger controllers. Mine are the cheapest you can buy, money can buy. I don't normally these guys have these boxes and all that. Guys, my sister is enough to but this is a charger controller for the solar system. And the reason why is the amperage went below 11. And the problems that I really have, guys, I'm going to tell you this real quick, and I'll go fix, because I need to get some more power going here. Is that you're supposed to have way more batteries than you need. Listen to me, please. Please listen to me. You need more batteries than you need, because you need to keep your amperage up. I've drained these batteries down below so many times. Shouldn't be working, but they do. All these things that I do that they shouldn't, and it's God who gives me, trust me, who all this extra things that defies. I told you, gravity, logic, my crazy life. What say you? The title of the video. So shouldn't work. It has. It's been working. I've been doing it fine or whatever. But where I'm really headed at now, guys, is clipping a couple things, and then just don't have enough battery power, because they've been draining up and down. And that is the worst thing you can do. If you are thinking about setting up a solar system, don't set it up until you have extra batteries. That way you're holding a charge. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Okay. Because I've never done solar until I just did it myself out here. So, keep enough power in it. What hurts a lot of the batteries is when they get below amperage. You got to keep your bank. Think it is a bank. You got to keep enough money. If it goes below, they're going to fine you. You got to keep a certain amount in there or something like that. So I just don't have money for batteries, guys. I just don't have money for batteries. I mean, remember all these other expenses. How in the hell am I going to get money for batteries? I have 65 acres of land out here that I pay on. Well, 45 that I pay on. And then all the other things to try to keep a ship going out here without zero income. It gets quite to be, all these extra things. So I just have to get by with what I have. And remember, I told you 95% of my life is not what I want, but I'm getting by. And he's the one who's powering the whole ship that I already told you. So it's all right, guys. I'm hoping. I need to go fix this real quick, and I'll come back in. I'm going to go try to go mobile. I want to discuss this when I get back in. I want to see. I'm like coming up to a really big, crucial point in my life, and I'd like some of you guys that are hanging out in here that I know I'm not just talking to random. I mean, I'm talking to people who come in here and they're listening to the word, and they can deal with whiny butt Tracy and his little life problems to get the meat, get the word from me, and who cares about his life. And I'm not saying about that, but if you can give me some suggestions, I want to just to see what you guys think, to get out of my own mind. I mean, I know God will do his will with me no matter what it happens. There's so many times I try to do something and then turn around, and I told you it'll go complete opposite of everything I tried to do. Look at getting my house swatted. For years, I tried to avoid that situation. Years. I've really worked on it. I put a lot of effort. I've literally probably hundreds of phone calls, to try to fix a problem that could have been fixed. Probably just it's bigger than that, brothers and sisters. But everything I've tried to do, live stream for 17 days, then they just ended up swatting the house anyways. Didn't matter that I tried all the effort. Look at all the time I put into that. Look at all the effort I made. They still came out here and just arrested all of us. That's so stupid. God's will be done. So give me a minute and I'll talk to you, because I'm coming up to, like I said, kind of a crossroads here in my life. And unless I can get some people out here quickly, guys, seriously, and I mean people who are, God will provide. Just like this, watch. And I did. It's because he didn't want anybody else here before. I've talked about this. I'm going to either have 2 or 3 people that come out here, and I don't know how that'll happen. I'm not going to try like that. I mean, it's just going to have to be his will. And really figure out about hunkering in and how to get past 10-24-24 and then 5 of 25, because it will come to pass, and it's just a flipping cycle. It's not the end of the world. I don't want to be around anybody that thinks that the world is coming to an end. I'm going to part my ways with this world very soon, brothers and sisters, and I feel it coming. He always prepares my life way in advance. He does. He gives me through the word and through, just strong intuition as far as looking and paying attention and not falling asleep at the wheel. You can ask my son. He's 25 years old. If there was ever a major event, I'm talking a huge event that happened in our life that he didn't get the warning blown well ahead of time. There was very few times that my son could be a witness until, something just came and took my dad. We didn't see that coming. He always warned me. He always told me ahead of time to get ready. So I'm not a prophet. It's being in this world and looking up and looking at the world and looking all around and not falling asleep, being able to see the things that, that are going to affect my life. And I have to respond to it. And that is what I'm talking about right now. There are things that are going to happen on this world that people aren't going to respond to. This will be a weather event. See, I've been saying, on the end of the world, you got to get ready for weather. And anybody's not weather related, I don't want nothing to do with anybody, because you guys are all going to probably die. And I'm not saying that because you won't get ready. And I'm not trying to tell you to save your life. I don't want to save my life. I want to flip and die. But he makes me stay in this world and keep preparing and try to make sure that I am wise and I put up the extra oil and that I stay burning bright, and it doesn't matter what I want. He does what he wants in my life. He's the one steering this. It would not be this way if I had mine. Proof that God is the captain of this vessel called this meat suit that they call, and I've told people, stop calling me Tracy. My name isn't Tracy. I was never called Tracy before. I won't be called Tracy when I leave this flesh. So who the hell is Tracy? My parents were hippies. They smoked a lot of pot and did drugs. I don't know about this contract that you're talking about, my name on this tin birth certificate written in capital letters. What were you there? Do you for sure know my name is? My parents were doing drugs when they had me. My mom was on birth control when she had me. So I don't know. There's something not right there. So you're some kind of witness that my name was Tracy? I'm not Tracy, brothers and sisters. That's what they call me right now. Not in all capital letters, middle name John, last name Werner, but not all in capital letters. But that's not who I am. I'm this eternal being that came into this flesh, not knowing anything of my past, but instincts from my past have bled in, and I'm not trying to pervert because I'm eternal. And when I leave this suit, meat, flesh, sin, nobody's going to call me Tracy then. Trust you me, that's not going to happen. So I don't want to be a part of this. And I'm tired of this whole Tracy, John, Werner whole thing. I rebuke it. I do. And I'm God creating me, so I don't want to be, but it's not who I am. I'm a man who follows after the word, and that's all I have. I don't have company. Remember? I don't have one friend. I don't have anybody. And the only thing I had in my life, I thought I had 2 friends, and it's either the one just ditched and gone. And it's not really a friend. That was more like an acquaintance because he met some girl. I thought it was bros before hoes, but apparently it's hoes before bros. So, and then I told him, don't mess with her. So I don't think I'll ever talk to that dude again. And when I do, I'm going to tell him right to his face. You just couldn't keep your dick out of her, could you? Man, guys are savages. Yeah, and the other one potentially took my retirement away from me. I know he's helped me in the past, but not like that. He's helped my son, and my son has a balance owed with him. But I believe that's where all my retirement went. Tracy did do one thing for himself. It would have been able to help my son and others. It was an investment, and it got taken. But what do you do? What do you do? You don't worry about it. It's just dirt. It's real shiny, silver in color. I'm a silver bug, not a dirt bug. And it's not like that. So now I don't have any. That's it. Actually, it hurt me the other day, and I'm going to go get this solar. Man, I don't know why, guys, but, and I had a lot of very unique pieces because I've always been like that. It's not the first time that I got taken from me, brothers, sisters. So, what's my constitutional silver? I really wish I would have just separated that bag and put it somewhere else. So it's my fault. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket, brothers and sisters, okay? I should have at least taken out a good stack of constitutional silver. I will never look that man in the face again. And unless he either tells me straight up, look, dude, I took it and I needed it and your son owed me some money, so I took your silver. No, I didn't spend any money to bail him out. I did last time, but this time I said I was going to. I told you the day I was going to come get him that day when you were in jail, but then I never did. And then I said I had a bunch of money, but I almost had enough to get him out. But then when you called me on it, I only said that I had less than half. And then I never really called you again, right? Not like that. I never was that friend that was going to be there to, hey, are you doing all right, Tracy? What's going on, man? You don't get to talk to your son. I know that you have this no contact order and you have no life out there. You don't talk to anybody. You just make waves or whatever you do. But he's the only person you talk to. And now you can't talk to him. And I'm not talking to him. And so how you doing, man? Are you doing all right over there? I know you live out there alone by yourself, and I'm making $300 a day mining. I told you could come down here $300 a day. I've got a mine, and you can come down here and make a few $100 why would you? No, they just took all my retirement, all my silver, and just took it. And again, there was supposedly half of it left by this call while I was in jail. In jail. Oh, you spent all my money. What the fuck? Did you not bail him out? You're not going to spend any money. Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought you had money. You were going to get some more equipment sold so that you can get the rest of it. Because I called him. I'm like, look, dude, I've been sitting here for a minute. I'm trying to figure out if you're going to get him out or not. Okay? If you don't have the money, fuck it. Go get my fucking silver and my gold and let's do this. Stop fucking around with me. You keep telling me you're coming up here. You're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You got my dog now. I appreciate it, but he's sitting here. He didn't want to go to prison. Remember, I'm glad he didn't go out and make a stink and get himself shot. He went peacefully. He did. He was supposed to. This man's done double time. You know his story, right? No. If that's the deal, I said, hey, look, he just sold a car. He just sold his car for thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. He said he was putting in, because once I called him, it was supposed to be, or 10,000 or something, 12,000, whatever the bill was, 10,000 or something like that. And he supposedly had almost all the money. And I would have reimbursed him, given him my land, anything. But I told him, don't. So once I finally found out, like I said, okay, my son sold a car. So he had $3,000. My son's wife was getting a paycheck from her last job, and she had a pretty good. He just went, and I had his car over here, his all-wheel drive car, and went and drove into Bend with my own money. Whatever, I'm not trying to go on my son, but then I drove all the way over and traded that car for a couple boxes of silver. Silver, precious metals, a lot of collectibles and not numismatic stuff, but he had his own silver, right? So I thought the money that I only got $4,500 from 10. I'm like, oh shit. That's when I hit the panic button, guys. I'm in jail. This guy, I think he needs $1,000. He says he's going to sell something extra. He's got the money, but he needs to sell this product because I'm putting all my stuff up for sale for you, Tracy. I don't want to put this up for sale, but I'll do it, right? Well, come to find out, he said the money he had was borrowed from these other people, that he didn't even have the money. You know, when he said he had $4,500, right? I knew something was up, guys. I'm sitting in jail going, what the? You almost got the money. You called Dave. I'm coming up and I'm going to get him out. I just need this, just a little bit more. I'm going to put these couple things. I'll put something up for sale. Like, you know, just reassuring me. I mean, what would you do? I couldn't do anything, guys. I'm fucking locked up in jail myself. His wife's in there. Okay, she gets out the next day. I'm in there. Right? All after this whole SWAT raid, you know, whatever, irregardless. Let's keep focus here. You know, I'm like, hey, okay, cool. You're going to, I'll get you back, man. You know, I appreciate it, man. You know, and he kind of led me on. And then I should have known when he wouldn't put money on anybody else's, I couldn't call anybody else but him. I couldn't. I tried. Hey, can I get some money? I don't have anybody else. There might be some other people I can talk to, get some more resources. You know what I'm saying? Right? And we'll figure this out. But let's just focus right now. You know, he here, and guys, the only time I could see my son is when I went through this illegal jail puts their medicine, which is not given by a nurse, through the same hole that you put your dirty shit stained underwear going out, that you get your food in. Illegal. That's all illegal. There's a little doorway when you go to jail, you can see out the little window through the food flap. Shit coming in, stained underwear, medicine going all through the same hole. This is the place that they got. My son did nearly a year in this place already. So I know he's okay, but still, I'm his father. I'm like, I could see him through the window for like a second or 3 or 5 seconds, and that was it. That's the only kind. I wouldn't talk to him because we're not. The guy in jail is like, just fucking talk to him, dude. What the fuck is your problem? You're locked up in jail. What are they going to do? Throw you in jail? I'm like, dude, I don't want to make this any worse than it is. He's like, seriously, man? He's an old man. The cop out here stole his ATV, guys. Stole this dude's ATV, and then he found it at the cop's house. So he's out in the woods, you know, stepped off his ATV. The sheriff came by and swooped it up and took it to his house, dude. There's some crazy. Yeah, same hole. So I looked at the hole and I seen my son, guys, and I seen his eyes. And I know that same man, just so you know, because they put my son in the 8-man cell. They got me in, they put me in with the hardest dude that was in there, a fugitive, right? Oh, we're going to put him in with a fugitive, right? Wade's a good dude. Wade, he's done a bunch of time. He has license problems, guys, because he don't drive, you know, he's not a criminal like that. He's not a thief. He's not a drug addict. His license, he don't have anyway. So, but he gotten in a lot of trouble over that with other things and not keeping it, you know, but anyways, you know, they put me with the fugitive, right? And then when he finally got out, the old man that I was telling you, just talk to him, dude. What are you doing? You know, he's like, he told me, you know, he's like, I didn't, because remember, I couldn't see my son, and I knew he was probably a little bit distraught. He couldn't see his wife. His wife was locked up. I don't think he planned on his wife getting locked and put in jail, and maybe him and maybe me. Okay, but we'll talk. That's, you know, to be had, or I don't care, whatever, guys. Where am I going? I'll be fine. He said, yeah, your son didn't eat for the first couple of days he was here. You know, he didn't eat anything, but we got him eating again, you know, because I don't know what's going on. And he's like, yeah, he didn't eat the first couple of days he was here. I'm like, you know, damn it, you know, son, you know, you need to keep your strength in there. I've told him that about eating everything, whether you like it or not. You need the energy in there. You need to keep your morale up, and you need to see, guys, I had $3 on my books. That bought me like 9 things of coffee. I couldn't even get the guy to put in any money, and that's fine, on my books. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a philosopher of sorts into theories of all over the place with multiple types of expect. No, there's no theory in here, stoner. There's no theory. I don't have no theory. What the fuck are you talking about, you moron? Seriously, don't call me some theorist. What do you work for, the CIA, stoner? Conspiracy theory is a term, and I'm calling you out. I'm not playing in this stream, obviously. Tracy's a little bit off today, boy. What are you? Whew. Theory? What theory am I talking about? What have I put? If I have a theory or my opinion, I'll tell you. But when I'm giving you fact about what's in the word by definition and historical and biblical record is all over the place, yeah, I am. I just said, imagine having to live with me. Be around me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You couldn't do it. You couldn't make it. You'd go nuts. I go nuts in my own head. The man's nuts, grab him. No, don't do that. I don't go on that side of the fence. Swing that way. Careful where you swing that thing, okay? Keep it to yourself. So, I have ideas, but when I teach, I'm not teaching theory. 10-24-24, we're going to get crushed. There's a very good, plausible chance. Does that mean I'm theorizing? Because it's happened before in a cycle during these same things that 90%, of the world is probably 80% is going to go underwater. So that means that, there might be one or two of us left by 5 of 25. Look at the population on the Deagle maps. They know it's coming. They know that's coming. There's my proof too. I submit the Deagle maps. Deagle maps? I think that's what they're called. That they know about this event, and that proves it too. Not theory. It's evidence. It's happened before. If I tell you something's going to happen again and you don't want to do anything, just don't get out of the way of the train. Hey, the train comes around every once in a while. Get the fuck out of the way. The train's coming and you just want to stand on the tracks. Stand there. I ain't going to try to come save you. Soto, you got to endure to the end. And if you ain't trying to make it to the end, then you ain't going to be saved. He said we have to. I want to go. I don't want to be here. I'm alone. I don't got no friends other than Tones and I. My only friends are online. They took my son away from me, threw him in jail. Like I said, I'm going through hell. Abyss, no knowledge. People don't. There's no such thing as going through hell. Okay, by the way, I don't like that term. Let's take that back. Can't go through hell on earth. Hell is a place of no knowledge. You're in hell. If you lack knowledge, Busos Bathos, he said, my people will perish for lack of knowledge. So you've already been in a state of confusion or Busos, you just no knowledge. You just never took the time. He didn't draw out for you to seek these things. You didn't ask him to reveal the things. He never supped with you. You didn't eat, sit down with that book and eat bread. Break bread with him. Sup. He is that body that we eat of, and that is the church, and he is the head. So that is not crackers and grape juice, and that's how I make my way in this world, because I can't. Without him, I'm screwed. I always crash and burn every time. So, I know right now where I'm at in my life is because of where he made it. And that ain't because of some theory. And I know that me having the opportunity to stand in this pulpit and declare this alignment, this theolobos, is an honor for my Father. And I don't give a rat's ass what anybody thinks about me. I'm not here to be your friend, world. I'm here to serve my Father. And if he's going to align gas giants like he did when he was here and he's going to do it again, well, I'm going to blow the horn. And if you think I'm crazy, go ahead and stand there on the other side of the door. It started to rain. This ain't no flood event. There'll be a shifting of the tides, brothers and sisters. There'll be a shifting of the tides. I can feel it. The waves, the nations, the seas, a roaring, perplexity. Hello. You don't want to get out of the way of the train? Just stand there. It's not my job to try to get you out. He said, do not sup. If that's him. Theolobos. A pinching? That's what we're supposed to go through? This is what happened when he destroyed the temple. That's what happened the last time he was here? This isn't astrology. This is celestial geometry. What? I didn't know I was going to have to do math. Really? I don't make predictions, brothers and sisters. It's not my job. I pay attention to the cycles, celestial markers, and we're about, months away. And you've heard me already tell you, Noah, Tracy, he said, in my word, Noah, I will come upon them. They'll be sleeping. They will be caught unaware. Like a woman. And it comes suddenly, and then it increases in intensity. Men's hearts will fail them for what has come upon this earth, brothers and sisters. Seriously. So, don't worry about it. You're not going to change me. Not one of you have ever put a comment in here that's some kind of troll, unless it's my brothers and sisters with the word of God that's had any influence. I've never gone to sleep thinking about one troll. No troll, no comment has ever taken up any rent space in my head. I owe you nothing. You haven't been able to take up my name in your head, right? Oh, I think maybe hopefully that this word, not just me, has left. And yeah, don't worry about payment. Thank the Father. He does it, not me. But I don't come in here and I'm not affected, just so you know, brothers, like that. The things around me, and I'm just saying the trolls and all this silly nonsense with people thinking that they're going to come in this chat and thinking that there's something that they're going to sway, the host into, their darkness, their unfruitful works of darkness that they like to, you'll know them by their fruit, brothers and sisters. So that's why I don't play games with people. It's not a game to me. This life is not a game. It's not a celebration. It's, if anything, it's a celebration of life, as I told you, after you pass. Why we're here, we are supposed to take up our cross, be hated by the world, and the gospel. Wait for our inheritance. That's it. This world is about the gospel, period. It is. It isn't anything else to me. If it is to you, that's fine, but it isn't to me. It's always about my inheritance. Every day for the last 35 years, I've got up and thought, man, what the hell am I going to do after I die? Most people are worried about I still think about the things I got to do in this stupid flesh, but my major concern every day is what happens after I die. Yeah, afterlife insurance. People got everything in the world. They got pet insurance for their animals now. Car insurance, renter's insurance, health insurance, homeowner's insurance. Life insurance for their family. What about afterlife insurance? You ever heard that term? Not life insurance for when you die for your treasure. You put that up every day. Afterlife insurance. Get it? Afterlife for you, brothers and sisters. He said, put up extra oil. Nobody's going to be there at judgment, brothers and sisters. Your dad, your mom, your best friend, your sister, or your uncle. When you face that as the mediator stands there before the Father, that's it. It's you and him before the Father. I wouldn't be leaning on anybody else if I was you. You know what I'm saying? You need to tell that to your spouse. I told that to my son. I said, son, listen here, buddy. I love you, bud. You are an amazing. Your name Elijah is Elijah is the calling up. Elijah is the gospel. Elijah is the gospel. Hallelujah. See, I see the gospel in everything in his word if you know where to look. Elijah, my son, he's an amazing young man that had a way worse life than me. Way worse. I thought my life was hell, being born and raised in Los Angeles, California, born in the valley. In 70s, being a white boy named Tracy, Dick Tracy Wiener. My last name's Werner, Rnerwe. They don't see the R. They say Wiener. Everybody was always mean to me. Everybody's always hard on me. It wasn't ever like I had a chance to breathe, as I told you. It was always like the light was right there and I could almost reach it and he would shove me back down every time, since I could always remember. So my life was not some walk in the park. Growing up in Los Angeles, California in the 70s, living in the San Fernando, we moved all over LA. Was not some walk in the park. It was not an easy life. I wouldn't change it for the world. Not any experience, not even one of them. But it shaped me through who I was. The adversity that I've gone through since I've been a child. I don't even know a lot of parts of my childhood, and because my mind has mentally blocked them out because of the physical abuse and the drugs and some of the things that were just horrible. My dad had to come steal me from my mom. Being chased by LAPD down the fucking I-5. I remember that. I'll never get that out of my head. Lights and stuff. All that freaking running, getting put in a safe place, taking care, my life was tough growing up, My son has it way worse than I have. Way worse than I ever did. Seriously, my life seems pretty easy when I look at the crap that he's gone through. Seriously. And I don't love him more than God, but he is a man of God. And that's why I've tried and have stood in front of this moving train Do you understand? Right in front of a moving train. Literally, the state of Oregon. SWAT team, county that are known for whacking people out here, brothers and sisters. People are known for disappearing out where I live when they mess with the law. Even, thanks for coming in. So, you know, I know that my son has had it a lot harder. He just got double dipped. If you've watched this stream, you've seen, and it should make 100% sense on this 180 hours that they said that he only did 47 of the 180, which would 100% give him a probation violation way back at month 6, 5, 4, and he never got a single probation violation until month 42 over a clerical error. And then they want to throw him, and did throw him, in a rape cage. That's crazy. So all these things that have happened to me don't matter. They don't equate at all. They don't. I don't care. It doesn't matter what they do to me. And that's why they're attacking my son, is because they're pissed at his dad. And so, see, it's unfortunate that my son has to pay. That this case is proof that they're attacking my son, targeting him, because they're mad at this guy, the guy that held a protest during the COVID across from the police department to try to get the police to do something. Stand with these businesses. Do not let them close down. We're not going to do flatten the curve. This is the second time. 2 weeks, we're going to flatten the curve. Not the first. 2 to 3 million small businesses, just like these little ones in this town across America, shuttered their doors and never opened them again. Stand the fuck up. You're the police department. You're public servants. For Christ's sake, don't you remember the Bundy standoff? When the federal government was ran off by the elected sheriff? Get the sheriff out here. Get him and his equipment, or you're not serving the public. You're fucking losers. You're not. You're not a public official. You're a fucking loser. You're just collecting a goddamn paycheck. You're supposed to be a public servant. Get out in front of these businesses. Bring these cars out. They could have brought those heavily armed MRAP, Bearcat, all that equipment we sent over to the desert. They could have put in front of the churches. This just didn't happen here in this town. This could have happened across the United States of America. That's what I told the sheriff to do. Don't you remember the Bundy standoff? The elected sheriff came in and told him to get the fuck out of here, feds, leave. And they had to go. The elected sheriff holds more authority than anybody in the land, brothers and sisters, if you know the law. That's right. So I've been calling out this elected sheriff for years. I have video footage. Come to my property. Make a phone call one time. Has he ever called me? No. Piece of shit. Stand down, pig. Tyrant, jackboot thug. You ain't no elected. You need to be unelected, Michael Taylor. You are a tyrant. And you are hearing a man of God, and I apologize for my passion. This is not anger. This is passion, brothers and sisters. There's a difference. I'm passionate about what I do because I know he says, be not partakers in their unfruitful works of darkness, expose them. And that's all I have done. And they have punished me and my son for it. Yeah, targeting him because I hold protests across from the police department to try to get them to stand up and tell them, hey, you do have this authority. Bring your Bearcat, your MRAP, your heavily armed vehicle. Let's put it in front of the farmhouse. And when OSHA comes, tell them, get the hell out of here. You have no authority here. We're a township. We're not even a town. This ain't South Lake County where the jail's at, where Michael Taylor resides, down there in the southern portion. His ass won't even come up here one time and come to my property. What a pussyfoot little bitch. And I apologize for the name calling, but what a little bitch. Seriously, just lay down and take it like a dog. Seriously. Like a turtle. That man like a turtle. Seriously. Get him on his back and he's screwed. Can't even kick or flip. None of it. Didn't do nothing. Made no effort to ever come out here. I have phone calls years ago, live streamed. I live streamed trying to get Michael Taylor to come to my house, specifically recorded the phone calls and said, don't you dare send any of those deputies out to my house. You send them out here, I will rip them a new asshole. Yes, you do. Do not waste this community's money by sending out some jackboot thug deputies. They don't have any authority. They don't have any authority. Don't send them out here. If you do, I will rip them a new asshole. Please, I'm trying to be nice. I've already dealt with this for years. I've been trying to get this guy to come out for years to my property. Now I got a whole nother problem that I'm dealing with, and I still have these from the past, and I know you don't like me. It don't matter if you don't like me. You're still a public servant. You still have to serve this community. You are a community servant. You took an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America to defend this country, correct? Not a veteran, right? The rights of the country. And you're not. You're standing down and you're enforcing all these codes, mandates, and ordinances, which are not laws. So I rebuke every cop in America. That is the standing army our founding fathers warned us about. They're all armed, just like when I served during the 90s, during Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Look at what they wore over there. Now look at the police now. And I warned of the militarization of the police. I've served under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Sir, I don't care if you're a civilian or not. You're on a federal installation. You will go by. Now, you don't fall under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, but you came on this military installation and you fall under federal law. So I don't want to hear your crap. So there's a whole different law that these people assert and go by, brothers and sisters, too, like myself, the military. There's laws out. That's called the Uniform Code of Military Justice. That's different. You have to do what you're. Now, I said, now look at that. You didn't follow a lawful order is what they said, because they're giving you a lawful order. Even though you're a civilian, you do when you're on a military. This is before 9/11, brothers and sisters, where they closed everything and locked everything up. But look at how these cops are now. They look just like back then, which they were. Remember, when I served in law enforcement, it was a button-up shirt, a badge, actually a billy club, a nightstick, not an asp. Those things will break your leg. A nightstick, a wooden stick will break under a certain amount of pressure, so you don't break. But no, now they got ASP, tasers, right? Oh, yeah, but I'm saying it's called use of force too. By the way, use of force regulation, meaning you have to start with your mouth. Can't just go straight to the gun. Oh, that's what they do now. You talk to like this in this tone, stop yelling. You call probation office and say, what's going on here? How could you guys make a call? Sir, stop yelling at me. Man, I'm trying to talk to you about my son's click. What the fuck? They put a robot to do a better job. Robot would do a better job than these freaking people who work in law enforcement. And that's coming. That's coming. That's coming. Look at Elon Musk, brothers and sisters. He is building out a robot army and heavily armed bulletproof vehicles. WTF? You might look at where they're taking this world, brothers and sisters. It's happening right before your eyes. So you might as well enjoy these, warm bodies while you can. But they don't do a very good job, do they? Oh, maybe that's the setup, isn't it? But I'm going to tell you for sure, I can reassure you 100% that every cop in America is a failure and should turn in their clown suit, remember, badge. Now they're not even dressed. They're all militarized. They get the Kevlar and the AR-15 and just like over there in Desert Storm, Desert Shield during the 90s, same militarized place. Do what I say or I'll dump a clip in you. Yes, they will. 2 of them sometimes. They're scared. Yeah. Whoa, officer safety. You're in the wrong line of work. If all you ever do is worrying about officer safety, you're supposed to be serving the community. You're supposed to be serving the community, a public servant. And you're afraid of me? I don't have a weapon. You're freaking armed to the teeth, like you've been militarized. And you're telling me you're afraid? I think you're in the wrong line of work, ma'am, sir. I think you should take and turn up in that badge and go home. You're not a public servant. You're more worried about your stinking life than you are serving this community. You serve the state, the county. Yeah. You don't serve the people, the Constitution. You serve the state. You're a pirate. You're a jackboot road pirate. Yes, you are. You're a raider. A road raider. You go out and extort people's capital letter law, straw man tin law. Yeah, that's the cops today, brothers and sisters. They don't even know laws they're enforcing. Do you know what your tin man is? Your tax ID You know what your W-2 is? You know what your birth certificate is? Your social security card, all these things I was talking about earlier. That's what these cops enforce. So fuck them. I hate every one of them. I don't hate them, but I despise the fact that they don't even know the laws that they enforce. And then they go out and tax American, your bond, your credit card issued in your name for your labor. You fill out a W-2 and you pay taxes for that labor, right? Yeah, that's what they're extorting, that bond. What do you think that man in that black robe is taking? There's money that you get fined for, but then there's other money. Where do you think that gets taken from? That's your bond. It's a credit card issued in your name called your cert. You had a credit card whether you knew it or not before you ever knew it. It was called your social security card. It's written in all capital letters. It's a credit for your labor. W-2, get it? This is what these thugs support now, brothers and sisters. The corporation called America, sold on the stock exchange. So I don't agree with this, and I'm not part of that corporation, and I'm a man of the land. I'm organic, have natural, God-given rights, and I assert them, and people don't like that. And the cops don't like it. And when I asserted my rights during the COVID by holding a protest across, I have the right to peacefully assemble. That is part of my constitutional rights, correct? Redress grievances. I was with them, with the sheriff's office. I said, look, we need to stand with these businesses. We need to make sure when OSHA comes out here, we already had 2 to 3 million small businesses shut down. Don't let it happen again. Stand. We're a township up here. We're not part of the Southern. Bring the elected sheriff up here. And when OSHA comes, tell OSHA to leave. You don't have any authority. Leave. We're going to just continue business as we don't care about this stupid scam-demic. We all know it was a scam now. The whole COVID, it was a scam, and everybody knows it. So look, they shuttered how many small business? Yep, middle-class Americans that provided a job for 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 10, a dozen, not 100, 300, not the brick and mortar big box chain. Remember the old bug doesn't go into the Target, does it? No. We don't. No, you can go there and shop. No, now Walmart's not going to be open 24 hours a day anymore, but the bug doesn't get in the Walmart, right? But little jazzercise, you got your little gymnasium or something a little bit, you got to shut your business down. You little catering business, like your little taekwondo, you do little painting, you little, shabby chic. No, shut your business down. Shut it down now. Nope. Got to shut it down. Nope. See, fuck this government. Anybody who supports this system, brothers, sisters, and this whole thing is a sham. They're an antichrist. God would never want us to stand up to and support. Give unto Caesar what is to Caesar. I understand, but not partakers in their unfruitful works of darkness. This system called the corporation America is an apostasy to the word of God, and there's a reason why this nation was one nation under God, blessed for 400 plus years. The Mayflower sign, but that time is up. It's scriptural. It's biblical. Most people don't even understand what the Mayflower sign. You ever heard that? There are many signs that he gives, brothers and sisters. There was a nation that would be blessed, and that was this nation. It was one nation under God, but that's not this nation. Most people don't even consider themselves, and I'm not a Christian anymore. A Christian. This ain't no Christian nation. This is an apostate, Babylonian new mystery. People who speak that slang. Wokeism and L and R and G and R2D2 and C, B, GQ2, whatever they are, gender, they're bending and blasphemous against an apostasy. Oh, you're being so judged. Judge is righteous judgment, brothers and sisters. I'm not condemning. God will take care of. You want to take Jill's pocket and sew it on Jack, and Jack wants the pocket, and she gets the button. I don't want to hear it. That's an abomination, is what the word of God. You're not supposed to. God created one race, the human race, man and woman. Perversion is not froward. That's froward. That's the word to pervert or to twist or to change. And God hates that, brothers and sisters. God hates it. And you think you're going to change what he made and he's going to be okay with that on the other side? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. So, either way, I don't want to go off into that, but, I stand that in this town too, because there's a little bit, and it's kind of accepted out here. Not many, but I'm always standing for the word of God. Put the purse down now. Yeah, you want to talk to put the purse down. So anyways, all right, brothers and sisters. So back to the law, okay? This town has issues. Trust, a lot of people live in this area, brothers and sisters, and they don't have no problems out here. They live a life here, and they have no problems there's no such thing as sovereignty. There's no such thing as sovereign. Sovereign, don't ever let the word sovereign come out of your mouth. You're trying to rise above. That means you're above. That's a sin, and that is pride. Sovereign is pride. Sovereign means pride. Cops have sovereign immunity. Yes, they do. They lose that if they break the law. I know I used to be a law enforcement officer. They can't break the law still, brothers, sisters. And they do. But if you know your rights and assert them, they have what is considered, they can lie to you. They can't break the law. That under that sovereign immunity, they lose that when they break the law. And then you can go after and sue their bond. Yep, that's right, because they trampled on your rights, whatever it could have been, first, second, third, or whatever. You know, your amendments too. Remember, there are amendments to the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the right. So no such thing as sovereignty. Never claim sovereignty. Only God is sovereign. He's the created and wrote all things. He created everything, wrote every single jot, tittle, word, everything that was ever written, everything not written, everything that ever will be, and everything that ever was. He creates good and he creates evil. So God is sovereign. God is sovereign. No thing is, but see, that's what's, you know, they're jackboot thugs because they have sovereign immunity, which means they can't break the law, but they can twist it and forward it and change it to try, you know, how you doing tonight, sir? You been drinking tonight? I'll tell you what, if you come back here, blow on my little, yeah, oh, watch out for that cop, right? Blow on my machine here, you know, and you're okay, I'll let you go. They just trying to extort you. That capital letter 10-man bond that you have, they work for the corporation called America. They're not there to help you. They're there to extort your bond. They are raiders, road, jackboot, thug, cop-sucking pigs. Swine, low energy, low density. They don't even know the laws that they're enforcing. 98% of cops in America do not enforce the original constitutional republic, federally protected, don't give a shit if you believe or not in God, protected rights of this land. Whether you had citizenships, made this land special, blessed than any other nation. That's right. You had rights on this land, whether you were a citizen or not. Cops don't know that. I guarantee I can go do an interview with 90% of cops. They don't know the judicial, executive, legislative branch. No, they're a one-man wrecking crew. Jury, judge, all in one. You're guilty. They're going to throw you until proven otherwise. I'm facing the right thing right now. They came and fucked my house up, me, ruined my vision, shot me in my face, earmarked me, right? Like Mr. Thump, right? Seriously, my hearing's not the same. My vision, I keep messing with it, keep thinking I got something in my eye. Throw my son. I can't even talk to my son. He can't talk to his wife. I'm still repairing all the damage. I don't have money to fix the windows. I can't find replacement windows. I mean, I could probably go buy them new, but I got to find them used if somebody's selling some used windows. I got tape on my windows. It was cold here this morning, brothers, sisters. I live at 4,500 feet. It gets cold in the morning. I live in the desert and hot in the evening. You know, this is going to be a tough winter for me. This is going to be a very, very tough winter. You know, I'm trying to make some other arrangements. I'm working on it. I'm building another cabin. I've papered, taped, caulked, all of it. So I will have to move in there. That was supposed to be my source of income. I'll flip-flop it is what I'm going to have to do. I'll work with it, brothers, sisters. But either way, you know, I'm going to keep standing up to this system because they're perverted. They like to change things. They like to twist it from a constitutional republic to a democracy. I'm going to stand up against that. Demonocracy, distributor of fortunes or lies, mob rule is what that is. You understand? It's what it is. So I don't participate in mobs. He said, be in the world, but be not of it. So I don't participate in demonocracy. I stand against it. This was a constitutional republic. You had rights, whether you were a citizen here or not. And I apply and assert my rights. And because of that, brothers and sisters, they threw me in jail. Guess what? They did the same thing to Christ. He said, conform to my image and follow after me. Does anybody want to throw you in a rape cage for standing against their halakha? Well, their perversion, their laws, oral, pretty much now this corporation. It's kind of like a halakha if you think about it. Very similar, isn't it? Kind of has a similar ring to it, doesn't it? The Haggadah, that base, remember the Constitution, they were supposed to be, right? But they don't, and they are more of this halakha, this perversion of their twisted law that they have Remember, that's what they threw Christ in a jail for, in a rape cage, for doing the same thing, standing up against the perversion of the law. So I don't feel bad about anything I've done, brothers and sisters, at all. No shame in my game, because this ain't a game to me. So if you want to see the video, see what they did to my house, you go check it out. I think it was, and I didn't obstruct. I didn't resist. I needed to get a name, somebody to call, so that my dogs, they were shooting. I knew my dogs were going to have issues. Dogs don't do good with tear gas. Neither do people, brothers and sisters. You know, and I'm not saying maybe because I'm a veteran, when they shot me in the face, I didn't freak out. I didn't even react. You don't even see me. I just shut the door behind me and come back in the house. And what it was, I don't know how much longer. It happened all so fast. You know, they start shooting my windows. And we don't want to destroy your house. But then they start destroying my house. The whole time they're saying, oh, we're not going to destroy your house. And they've already done out there, wrecked, you know, all my fencing, drove over it. There was ways to come in here without doing that. They made sure they destroyed everything. There was no way to keep any animals contained here in this land. And that's what I was screaming while I'm in jail. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? These people just swatted my house. I've got animals running around. I don't know if my dogs, the house was, now I shut the door behind me, but now I've called and I heard my doors open, wide open. Yeah, because they tear gassed, you know, what, couple minutes at the most in, and I'm coming out. I'm trying to get some animal. I got to take care of my aunt. You hear me the whole time. What's my first concern? Elijah, are you okay? Elijah, are you okay? Bam! Shot me in the face that fast, guys. I didn't know I'd just gone to sleep. That fast. Look at it. 45 seconds. I went live as soon as, oh crap. Oh, better hold these guys accountable. Film all your police confrontations, right? Because that's what they are, confrontational. They wanted war. No, anytime you are having interaction with law enforcement, film it. Yeah, I got shot in the, all I'm doing, you can see it. What am I concerned about? Am I concerned about these men screaming and barking orders, ripped apart my property? Am I concerned about my son's safety? Right? That's what, and then shoot me in the face? Why? Why did they shoot me? Because they were trying to get me to come out of here with a gun, brothers and sisters, and shoot at them. Don't fool yourself. They talked about what they were going to do the night before. They bragged about it. Yeah, they did. They held a big dinner and a big party before the night before, and the locals that were there said, hey, Tracy, we respect you. You've done a lot of things in this town, and we know people really don't like you. And these guys, Josh, Bezel, the cop sucker up here that you see me First Amendment audit on this channel, they took down the second part 2, but part 1 is still here. He was just allowed. I think he's the one who ripped the taillight out, or ripped the headlight out of my motorhome. That wasn't, literally ripped it out. Remember I showed you, it ended up inside the yard, like, fuck you. Here, we're going to leave a little fingerprint so you know we were here. That was the one that I audited him. I'm sure. God will know. God will pour out a just measure, brothers and sisters. It's serious. And that's just petty, but I'm just saying the little things that they did were just unnecessary. But that's what they were trying to do, is flush me out of here. You don't think so? Then why did they start lobbing tear gas in here? One tear gas filled this place. It's only a 40-foot tractor trailer, brothers and sisters. It's not that big. It's 8 foot across. It's not even 10 foot across. It does have 9-foot ceilings, but it's 40 foot. One tear gas. It was filled up. It's so weird how you couldn't see it in the video. It's like, because a lot of it at first, but then first tear gas comes in, right? First it gets shot. Elijah, you okay? You don't shut. And then, right? Boom. Oh, shit. Tear gas, you know? I knew that was, I had a limited time. I'm a veteran, guys. I know. That's why I said, fuck it. I need to get some numbers out of my phone. I'm going to have issues. My dogs are not going to take tear gas very well. I know it. Actually, Tango was taken from this property because he was coughing for more than a week and had issues. I'm never going to get reimbursed for all this crap. And it's not about that. You know, my other dog wouldn't even leave the property. Nobody could take him from this house, this property. Even the guy who took, potentially, it's one or the other, my son's wife, or the other guy took my money, who took my dog, who wouldn't return him, right? took him, told me that was coughing and that's why he tried to take the other dog from here, but the other dog, he said he was going to kill him. The dog was going to kill him if he tried to take him. He said there's no way that dog was letting him go nobody could take him from here, brothers and sisters. Rick came over and got him in the car, but he said, Tracy, when he got in the car, and he didn't want to get in the car, it took me a long time. I said, was he out here for hours to finally coax? Once he got in the car, he put his head down like this. He said, I just let him back out. He said I could tell he didn't even want, there was no way. So Rick is the one who actually came here and fed my dogs on a pretty regular basis. But that was my concern at the time, brothers and sisters, was what I was doing was trying to get a number to the guy that actually took my dog and write that down, because I knew I was going to have issues. And that's what I said. I mean, look, I risked twice for the animals. I did. Remember the first thing to go get Adrian a shower? Remember? Stand down. Oh, shit, my people. I said my people, but I meant the cat, Tora, the cat. My son's wife, he was going to go for a ride with us. He'd been here with us for a couple weeks or whatever, and to go get a shower, he was in the car. And so when I went back in the car, what was my concern? Was my concern this man with this loaded gun sitting there? He didn't have no lights on or sirens or anything. He just sat there. He didn't even say anything. Never said a word. Not one word. How could that be interfering with prosecution or interfering with a peace officer when you don't even identify who you are? I identified who he was. Stand down, Sam! That was Lance Brown. Or I had, and he wouldn't even identify who he was. Don't they have to kind of, shouldn't they identify who they are and then pursue? Like, get out of their vehicle, say something? It was like he was frozen, like he was turned waxed cold, huh? Didn't happen until he entered onto my property, did it? Opened up his door, and he was actually physically on my property, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. He was on my property illegally, and I didn't say anything to him. I was concerned about what? The cat. The cat. I said my people, but I meant cats are, my dogs are my life. They're all I got, brothers and sisters. So when you go back, and if you do watch the live stream, you'll see that was my focus. Obviously, I couldn't do anything about my son. I'm like, my mind was racing, brothers and sisters. You got to imagine what it's like to hear, I didn't know if those were live rounds. I thought they were. I thought the only way that they could. Think about what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. Remember, they had already shot me in the face. You can see the whole concuss and the whole lighting up the side of my face. They're starting to lob tear gas in the house, right? So they're not playing around. And then my son, who called me, I'm not going to jail, Dad. I'm not going to prison. I'm like, oh, shit. He's going to go out there and get himself shot. Here we go. What can I do? And then I remind him, is because I talked to him before it ever happened. Remember the thief on the cross. You got to let him use you, especially when you're in the moment. Don't doubt. You need to let God use you, not other way around. You can't make that decision for who and how your life. We both go to prison, son, remember the thief on the cross, please. And he did. My son called me from the phone, Dad, because they're Elijah Werner, we have a search warrant, Tracy Werner, and doing all their, and I'm live, I'm live. They're like, oh shit, right? I don't think they expected to live, brothers and sisters. Oh yeah, they knew I was going live, but that's the deal. They thought they could get me out of here without being on my live stream. So when they called me, my son called me first. My son is the first one. It will show in record. My son was the first one to call me. And he's like, Dad, I'm not going out there and I'm not going to prison. But I knew he had Adrian in there. That's when they shot out my motorhome windows. Not only do I have house windows to replace, brothers and sisters, but I have motorhome windows to replace. They shot the side window out. The front window's all busted. I have to replace that. They're not going to reimburse me for any of that. I think that's why my son, too, exited the vehicle peacefully, because he was in a separate location, not far from me. I didn't want him where any arms were. I didn't want him to have the ability to even have anything. I wouldn't even let him have a knife in there, plastic forks. I just, didn't want the issue. And so when he came out and he's, what were the first things he said? He did a stellar job. My son did exactly what he was supposed to do. He came out. The very first thing he asked them, why are you here? Why are you taking me? Why are you here? They have to show cause, brothers and sisters. That was God speaking through my son. I know that. The first thing he said is, why are you here? They have to show probable cause, brothers and sisters. Then he said, which makes it evidence. My son is not in jail right now. I can't have contact with him. I love him and I miss him, not more than the word of God, but I miss him so much. He's the only person in my life that I have. I have nobody. I mean, I got you guys, but I'm saying that other than him, I don't have anybody that I talk to. And even when he's working on cars or something and he's really busy, he'll put it on speakerphone and will not let me get off the phone. He knows when I need to talk, when I need to get it out, because I'm a human being. I'm isolated. I don't have nobody else to talk to, especially the things we talk to. We church a lot, right? So even if he's fixing a car and he's like over at one of his acquaintance's house that he knows pretty well, that's his age or something, he don't, oh, my dad's talking about God. He don't stop. We just keep churching. We don't stop. He don't care about doing it in front of his friends. And that's what I'm saying. He's an honorable man of God. And he listened to me. He came out the door. He said, why are you here? What about my 180 hours? It's evidence, brothers and sisters. At that point, the state really made a big mistake right there, and he said, I will, and brothers and sisters, I could see like I said, I'm in the moment. You got to remember, I could see, he's got his hands up. I'll go peacefully. And then they shot him anyways. I don't understand. Now, I want you to remember, they've already shot at me in the face. Now, they didn't hit me with a live round. They hit me with a concussion grenade. They're lobbing smoke, and I'm not sure the order could be, I think he went out before the first tear gas canister, or I don't remember what it was. I have to go. I've only watched it one time. I don't think I'll ever watch it again, ever in my life. I don't want to watch it again. It was very hard to watch the first time. So, but I hear at that point in time, guys, he says, why are you here? Which establishing why they're on the property. They have to have warrant, which they did for his arrest. They have to show probable cause and have warrant, so that he did the right thing. Then he said, what about my 180 hours? He made that evidence. Whether they like it or not, brothers and sisters, they can't run from that anymore. What was I screaming in here? What about his 180 hours? What have I've called the feds. I've called the sheriffs. I've called the state. Why are you guys? Same thing. I did the same thing. Show what is the warrant? Why are you here? That's not resisting arrest, brothers and sisters. They're supposed to come in here and knock on my door and show me that warrant. You're not, we'll show it to you afterwards. Come out and we'll show you. Fuck you. You have to show probable cause. You have to tell me what's on the warrant. That is not, I never resisted anything. And I didn't get charged with the resisting. I got a charge with 2 times interfering or hindering prosecution. And that may be from that. I don't care. They don't have anything. They have no evidence on me as far as I'm concerned. 0. They're about ready to drop the case. Watch. They're going to have to one day after my 89 days. They'll have a court date at day 89, and they have 90 days in this state. And I spoke with the pretrial lady today, and she said, yep, you're right. I don't agree. They have to. They're going to have. And I said, you know what they're going to do? They're going to sit there, and they're going to just try to extend it. And she goes, yeah, I think they probably will. And I said, you better get in there. And she said, I'm not, Tracy. I'm not. I said, well, you could put a bug in their ear. You know what I'm saying? You could put a bug in there. Well, I stand up for people like you, Kansas Owens. I don't know how you watch people in jail. I didn't have that option, but they do in jails. They have iPads and things like that. I don't know how it's possible, but I'm standing up for people who are incarcerated wrongfully. And so what? People made a mistake. People fuck up. Paul was a mass murderer of Christians, brothers and sisters, and a Pharisee, and God rebuked his heart. So don't sit there. He took a thief on the cross, correct? You'll be with my Father. Don't sit there and think you can pick and choose who he chose. God didn't hang around a bunch of wealthy people. He hung around a prostitute, a whore, and a mass murderer. And the worst thing he got physical and started whipping people over taxes. He got physical over taxes, and Matthew was a tax collector. So I don't care what you've done in your life. Who cares? Walk and turn away from that. Be not partakers in their unfruitful works of darkness. Cast off the works of darkness. Put on the whole armor of God. Cover yourself in that daily bread. Cover yourself in that daily cross. Salvation comes with a narrowing of self. It's a walk. Walk away from it. You can't be born from above unless you're willing to walk away. Or you're just the same old man or the same old woman if you're just doing the same old things you were. You can't be forgiven unless you walk. It were rebukes by God that will make you have accountability. And you will walk in repentance before you were ever forgiven by God. But God will. A lot of people do find the Father in jail. Unfortunately, that's not the best place to, but it happens. You go through adversity. There you go. You got time to read the word. Sucks that people have to get confined to put their nose in that book, but it happens. But I stand for the people that have made a mistake, because we're all filthy rags. It's what we do after that, brothers and sisters, that really, truly makes and defines who we are as a person. What you do in that hard time, like when they were swatting my house, like what my son did. He went out peacefully. He said he would. Imagine being the father, and I've been shot in the face. I've been tear gassed. You know, I hear my son say he's going to go peacefully. He's questioning them like I'm questioning him. Why are you here? What about my 180 hours? I will go peacefully. And then they shoot him. Can you imagine me? He didn't make even a sound, brothers and sisters. I thought they had killed him. How could he not make a sound? Either they missed him and shot over his head, and I don't think they missed. They missed and shot the side of the window and busted the window and hit the side of the shutter and ruined my shutter, and I can't fix the window. The whole it can't be fixed. They're ruined. That one they shot. I think they shot at least 3 or 4 tear gas canisters because I was over there. They knew I was over there by the door, so they weren't lobbing them in on this. As you can see, there's 1, 2, potentially 3 holes. I don't know if you guys have seen this in the window, which I still haven't fixed. You know, there's one. The other one is completely shot out. You know, so at that time, I thought they'd shot him dead because he didn't make any noise. Like I said, they either shot him and missed. And there was like 6 rounds. You can hear him. It was an automatic. It wasn't fully automatic. Brrr. Imagine my mind at that point in time, brothers and sisters. Imagine what my brain was going through in the moment. And what was my concern at that point? Adriana, his wife. I couldn't do anything about that. He's either sitting there. They unzipped his ass like a zipper, and he's got holes somewhere in his head, dart, up, down, somewhere. Because he didn't make a fucking sound, not a noise, not a peep. And then I'm concerned about his wife. Not the same thing happened to her. So I start screaming for her to come out peacefully, so that they're shooting at me. They're shooting at him. Oh, dude, this is getting very fast. This is happening faster than I can. And I'm sitting there, and you can hear in my mouth, brothers and sisters, how that tear gas literally grabbed a hold of my tongue. And I worked through it, and I did, but you can hear it's pressure. I mean, the pressure in my head, my mouth, my voice, my tongue just swole up like a. Go back and watch the video, brothers and sisters. It wasn't fun, like I said, but I am very honored to call Elijah John Werner my son, because he did what he was supposed to do that day. He didn't, when he called me on the phone, Dad, I'm not going out there. Fuck this. I'm not going to prison, getting locked up. He could have easily went out there. Fuck you, you fucking, they would have shot him to death. But instead, he questioned, why are you here? Why are you taking me? And what about my 180 hours? I will go peacefully. He did everything he was supposed to do. What an honorable young man. And he'd already been double dipped in the system. Did nearly twice as many hours than he should have ever done. They owe that man millions of dollars. The state of Oregon, for serving a warrant on his wife without showing probable cause for her arrest, they have to show that. Remember, they had to show me a warrant before they even came in here and did what they did. They didn't execute that warrant legally. They have to come to my door and show me that warrant. That's why you hear me ask them, why are you here? We have a warrant for your arrest. That's nice. Why the fuck are you on my property? And I didn't cuss at them. Why are you on my property? They have to show cause. They should have knocked on my door I never called for any kind of violence, not one single time. Actually, I called for the complete opposite. I called for a resolution, peaceful resolution, not a revolution, or men armed, heavily men coming here and shooting up me and my son and his wife. That's what I actually tried to avoid. Remember I said earlier? Okay, guys, I got to go back and fix this thing because it's not, I should have been charging. Now my phone's down to the dead. So I got to do this, guys. I'm down to the wire. Like I said, I'll go back to talking about here in a minute. Hold on. I got to go fix this solar. I can't believe this is going on in my life. Difficult. Let's see if I fixed it or not. Okay. I got power to it again. It just, like I said, I cut those clips off there, guys, and it just keeps not holding power. So probably time to redo the system a little bit or something. Go do an overhaul. So, okay. I'm about to do the same things in my life, brothers and sisters. I think I'm about ready for an overhaul. I have a court date in 11 days. They have 90 days. I discussed this with the pretrial lady this morning, and she agreed. I mean, she's not legal counsel, but so she's not an attorney, but she was in agreement with what I was telling her, that, you know, they better drop the case and that day. And I told her, you need to go put a bug in these people's ear. You work with them, that don't plan on dropping my case and aid your honest case, which they're going to have to anyways. It doesn't matter, brothers and sisters. There's still legalities that they have to go by. So, but she agreed. She didn't think they would do the legal thing. That's pretty bad when the pretrial lady agrees that they will not do the legal thing. She agreed they'll just probably try to set it over and extend my court date out, which they can't do. They have 90 days, which she said she was aware of, to bring me to trial. My date, she gave me my original, date of my indictment and stuff. And she's like, yeah, you're right, So I told them, don't plan on dropping my case, which we'll have to do anyways, unless they drop Elijah's. Because I think that's their plan, is to either just extend it and see if I'll STFU and shut it up, and then go along with their bullshit, which is a lie. They can't, or which is against the law, to keep me, without, if you cannot produce legal counsel and bring it to trial, you have to drop the charges. The district attorney, the one who signed the warrant, Ted Martin, with the judge Vanderberg for the SWAT to get out the, then they have to drop the case. And this is one day before that day. And she was in agreement that she thought that they would just try to extend it out and do the illegal thing by not dropping it, and think they could just sweep it under the rug and extend it out. And I'd just be stupid enough to, but then I explained to her a little bit. I told her I'm not that guy. I know I'm prior law enforcement. I'll give them the statute. And I was talking about, because she said, which made me believe that I could go down there. She's like, well, you don't have to come down here since they don't have legal counsel, and you could just show up via telephone like you had that last time. And I said, well, yeah, I know, but why? I need to show up down so I can talk to the judge to his face and look him in the eye and say, hey, we're not extending this. Here's the statute. And I probably won't have that over the phone. Probably wouldn't have the same effect. And she agreed with that. And I said, so, well, I'll be making an appearance in front of the judge this time, and I'm not going to, do it telephonically. But that almost concurred to me, brothers and sisters, that they're just going to try to pass the buck. Thanks for coming in from South Korea. Appreciate it. That's a different place to be, brothers and sisters. South Korea, boy, they got the DMZ. I'm a veteran, boy, right on the border of North Korea and South Korea is the demilitarized zone, the DMZ. Well, that's not my younger brother as a military police served there in the Army. Yeah, they don't like Americans over there on the other side. So, but anyways, thanks for coming in. But so that's where I'm at. So, I mean, if they don't, then I'm just going to file a motion with the district attorney to drop the charges. But the thing that I said to him is they need to drop my son's charges, because this ain't going to disappear. That's why I told him, if they think I'm going to disappear under the woodwork just by dropping the charges, I'm not going away. You tell them that, okay? You tell them that. If you don't tell them anything, you don't have to do the legal thing, because I know, but just tell him, if this guy talked to him, and even if you drop the charges on him and on his son's wife and keep the charges on Elijah, I'm not done. Until they drop the charges on my son, remove him from probation and give him his walking papers, which he should have had at 18 months, I'm not standing down. Cool. So it's not over. But for me, brothers and sisters, I have to start thinking a little bit differently. As far as, hold on a second. I lost contact again. Son of a gun. Hold on. I have to go check this. And I'm down to what on my battery? 11%, guys. I might have, if the stream dies, it's just because I can't get my phone to work properly here. Or not my phone, my charging thing, guys. I tried to wire my system and I made a mistake and I tried to fix it and it has worked for a while, but I don't have money for new cables. I never even had the cables to make it work right to begin with, and I made it work for a long time. So let me go try to do a repair. This might take a minute or three. So, yeah, if you guys want to hang in, that's fine. If not, if the phone dies, it's because I'm on my last leg of battery. I'm at 5%. It just shuts off, down to nothing. But let me go try to fix it and quit jacking my jaw, and we'll see. Maybe it'll come back on. How's the tape? Tape. it working? Hey, I got it wired the right way. And not charging. Darn it. Big bucks, no whammy. Stop. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, I got to go tape. I got to tape everything up here. I got it. Like I said, I cut the ends of it off. I'm going to try to melt some kind of plastic or something around that. Man, I wish I had some solder, but I don't have any solder right now. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be back. I'll be back. I have another router that has... I'll figure it out. Give me a minute or 3. You're charging. Woo, we're charging. let's see what we got. Please still be working, so I have to do that all day. And it's not working. Son of a gun. After all that, it's not working. I got it all rewired. It never seems to. All right, guys, I'm trying to finish this thing. I'm going to actually get... I don't know what's going on here. Appreciate you guys who are hanging with me. It's still charging. It's probably going to beep. So if it starts beeping, I apologize. I'll be back in. The alarm goes off. Nothing. No charging. You like that? That's a low warning alarm that the system is going below the power. So not working, guys. Difficult is the path. Difficult is the path. I'll plug it here, see if we'll still charge this way at least. I'm going to plug you directly in to the charger controller without the inverter. And it's going. So give me a minute. I'm going to go try to mess with this one more time, guys. If not, I'm going to have to shut this down. And he's kicking my butt today. Bad. This happens. And I don't know what to do here. It gets powered. It's maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Could be something else wrong with the system. I don't know. From here, I don't know. So I don't know why it's not charging. Everything is hooked up correctly. Itty bitty chance. Nope. Darn it. Yeah, you probably are probably even charging anymore here, guys. I don't think this phone's even charging off this. Yeah, it is. So I'm going to wrap this one up, try to figure out. I've got some issues in the wiring. So I went and tried to wire it one way. I'm going to go try to wire it the other way. So I'll be back here in a little bit. Appreciate your ear. But yeah, I can't get the seam to make the contact, so I don't know what's going on out there. But I enjoyed your guys' company. Thank you. I'll come back up here. It's kind of a free thought today. Again, I wanted to really try to. I can't go off on the Word of God. I can't help it. I always do the same thing. So, but yeah, I want your opinion on maybe in the future if I come back on. See, I'm not sure if you get notifications or not. There's a lot going on with this channel, but anyways. I'm coming to a crossroads, and I want to try to make a good decision on what to do from here. But there's always variables, right? And then there's always what's in front of you. So let me let you guys go. Go try to get this phone charged up, because I do have everything I own for sale on the internet, trying to get legal counsel here so I can try to get something taken care of. Either way, it's going to cost, even if I have to file that motion myself at the courts to dismiss the charges, unless they just dismiss them themselves, it's going to cost money. So let me keep my phone going here, at least, so I'm not drawing this extra on the live. But I do appreciate you coming in here. If you do want to support the channel in any way, there are a Cash App. That's the way to put money in my hands the quickest, or PayPal if you want to support the channel. So try to get that buy my coffee link going, but I couldn't seem to get it to work. I'm not very techie, guys, so I do appreciate it. The super chat's there. I'm thinking about turning the super chat back off, because I have to make at least $100 in YouTube monetary, and it's not about the monetization. So somebody finds it worth their time and they have the ability to do so, it's always in the link. So just make a mention of it before I go. So thank you, guys. Go get off the phone here so that I can. Yep, see, my phone just said charger better, so it's not charging anymore. Love you guys. Always Agape. Thanks for letting me rattle off here. Trying to bring you the truth here is the best that I can. All right. Love you. Always Agape. I am Apocalypse. I am Revelation. Whoa.